Right, so hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bach and Arthur podcast. Wait, episode 15, come on.
Episode 15, come on.
I just wanted to say, last episode we started off being really nice to Lara for giving us these mugs. Now I'm going to be slightly mean.
Why?
Lara, also known by many as Laura. Someone brought it to my attention that her name is literally El Aura.
Oh my God.
So
imagine being called El Aura.
So that's Lara.
Your aura's taking an L.
Anyway, today we've got some, this one's a plan by me. Last one was Red Bull by Batch. Today, I'll give you a little hint of the stuff coming up. So we've got some Would You Rathers, a bit of fun to begin with. I've got an interesting hypothetical for you that the fellas podcast enjoyers might be aware of.
Interesting. There ain't no fellas podcast enjoyers.
We've got some, come on. We've got some Roman philosophy, some embarrassing stories, both from myself from our recent trip to Croatia with the boys, as well as a very embarrassing submission and a funny, embarrassing thing I saw online. And we're going to end with some apocalyptic chat.
That's good. I love apocalyptic chat.
Which is interesting. But let's start off with some Would You Rathers.
Well, I feel like I'm at like a year 6 sleepover.
It's like a little segment. Okay, to begin with, would you rather be fluent in all languages or the master of every instrument?
These are not the Would You Rathers I'm used to.
Yeah, it's
I thought
just starting easy.
Give you a kiss or...
What?
Anyway, what was it again? Sorry?
Be fluent in all languages or master every instrument.
Oh, every instrument.
Really? I was the exact opposite.
You can't make money off all languages. But I could be a whole band.
Oh, that's true. You can make a lot of money with that. I never thought about that. I just wanted to have...
I also think it's more impressive because I don't actually want to talk to anyone anyway.
But how often... That's valid. But how often do you pull out an instrument? How often do you get to show that off?
I don't know because I don't play any. But if you played all of them, best believe it would be my personality.
Really?
Yeah.
It would be nice for you to have something additional on your personality that's not just your mustache and mullet. Why'd I say mullet like that?
The aura he just lost is crazy.
Damn it, why have I lost aura cooking you?
Cooking you, cooking me.
By the way, in the gap, like we said, we recorded the Rebel episode before this and we're doing this one now. Hence, we're in the exact same outfits.
Yeah, he's starting to stink under these hot lights.
We're in a weird mood, which is why I'm glad these are starting off relatively normal. Because we've tried to start this podcast about 6 different times.
Do they get worse then? So you would rather every language?
Yeah, I'd love to be able to travel to every corner of the globe and just be able to speak fluently with the locals.
Yeah, I would as well.
Everyone's nicer to you. You ever seen those Xiaoma NYC videos?
No.
He's like a guy that lives in New York. Massive YouTuber.
Oh, he speaks Mandarin and every other language.
And every other language. And everyone's always like, oh my God, that's my language. Everyone's
they
so
are
happy
impressed.
and nice.
But what about the language of song? When you're walking through an airport and there's a piano and I'm just there.
That's true. Just playing the most
and
complicated.
it brings everyone in, no matter what the language. And they go, bravo.
But then I'll be like, I know what that means.
And I'm sat there confused. What do you fucking say?
And you get arrested and then I get heralded as a new king. Next. Would you rather be sticky all over?
Already am.
Or constantly itchy all over? If you had to pick one.
Sticky.
Me too. There were people picking itchy. In the comment section, by the way, answer all of these, please, because there's 5 and I'm curious what everyone else thinks.
I would not want to be one big rash.
Who would want to be a bit itchy, just kind of like constantly scratching?
Sticky's annoying, but I think if your whole body is sticky, you'd get over it.
Yeah, you get used to it. Like when you're on a beach and you've got loads of sun cream on.
Yeah, or if, say, I want to climb your building, I can.
What? How sticky do you think you're going to be?
Very. No?
You love Spider-Man too much. I think that's the main issue.
I do love Spider-Man. Oh, have I got... No, I haven't got I've got a key ring.
Have I got my Spidey suit on underneath this?
Imagine, what do you do if I just pressed a button and I just became Spider-Man?
Just ripped it off and put the mask on. Wait, that would make me MJ, right?
You would not be MJ at all.
Who would I be?
You'd be Uncle... What's the one who dies?
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, you'd be Uncle Ben's rice.
Uncle Ben.
Be Uncle Ben's
that
rice.
means you'd cry when I died. And you'd also cause it.
I'd do the gritty.
What the Lara just gagged off camera, by the way, when he said that.
That's just not true. She's mic'd up, so if you didn't hear the gag, it didn't happen.
Next, always slightly thirsty or always slightly tired?
Always slightly tired, because I am always slightly tired anyway.
Do you not hate that?
No, because... Are you not always slightly tired? Slightly?
No.
I hate being thirsty. It's one of the worst things ever.
I hate being tired. Because you're always like, oh, I'm not quite up for working or filming or going out tonight or anything like that. Whereas if you're slightly thirsty, just constantly downing drinks and having a good time.
Do you know what I think it is though?
What?
I just had deja vu, by the way. I think it's these hay fever tablets make you tired. And so all through hay fever season, I'm as tired as
By the way, I
F.
still can't believe he was cooking me for looking like I'm allergic to peanuts and he's allergic to pollen. Just like one of the most commonly...
Yeah, that's right.
A ubiquitous thing.
You
in
really
nature
want to
and
go
you're
against the hay
crying
fever
about it.
army right now? You really want to do this?
What is it? One in how many people have hay fever?
Get him!
El Aura, can you look it up, please?
What? Yeah. Also,
She
you
just
can
deleted the podcast, by the way, because we couldn't.
also you can like it can disappear at some point in your life, and it can get worse.
42% of people.
Allergic rhinitis. I have that.
Wow.
That's the thing.
Rhinitis. It's even got a cringe name. 42%. That's a lot of our subscriber base. Actually, there's nothing wrong with hay fever.
Guys,
I think it's
you know
cool.
what to do. Unfollow, unsubscribe from this YouTube channel right now.
No, what?
Dislike this video.
No, what?
Rate us 1 star on
No.
Spotify.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on from that one. Oh, this one's a tough one. Would you rather be the one more in love with your partner or be the one less in love with your partner?
More in love.
Really?
Yeah.
Would the yearning of your heart for the unrequited portion of that love not just be immeasurably painful? Just being like, I kind of know I love
That
you
was
more.
not English.
What?
That was not English. I'm sorry.
You never heard Frank Ocean?
A tornado flew around my room before you
It's
came.
a bad
Excuse
religion.
the
Different
mess
song.
it made.
Different song. Unrequited love is bad
Usually
religion.
doesn't rain.
Okay, moving on.
What about you? Did you answer it? You meet
Yeah,
a girl.
I'd rather be more in love. I like being a bit of a lover boy.
I think being more in love is better than being less in love than the other person. Hence why I said it.
But then you're like, oh, I'm constantly sad because they just don't love me the way I love them. Whereas if you're less in love with them, you're like, they must love me so much because I like them a good amount, but they love me even more. That's so cool.
I don't think it's good because then they'll be wanting to like be more together. You're like, oh, this is a bit much for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it would end up like that. No.
Don't know. Tough one. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. And the last one, maybe this will tingle your spidey senses. Would you rather be able to effortlessly run 100 miles an hour or be able to fly at 10 miles an hour? Flying would be so cool for the view and stuff, but running... Think how many places you could get running at 100 miles an hour.
Think how much a bug would hurt hitting your eye at 100 miles per hour.
You'd have to wear goggles all the time.
Yeah, and then your aura would be through 6 feet under.
Yeah,
your
you'd have to
aura-
wear those racing cycle glasses that you wore once on a podcast, and your aura would be on the floor.
My aura would be at literally the Earth's core.
Dr. Respect.
Dr. Respect is making a return. No, because I lost those sunglasses.
So you'd rather fly?
Yeah, especially in London. If you were running on ground in London, you were hitting everything. But if you're flying, we'll be at the overground in seconds.
Yeah, these were actually really easy. I thought we'd be...
Do me a favor, never play Would You Rather with me ever again.
I'll get harder ones. If anyone has some...
Let me give you one right now.
Oh, go on then.
Would you rather eat an earwax sandwich
Oh.
or every time you laugh, you fart out loud? Oh, wait, guys. The second one is already true for him.
I've never farted in my life.
Put sound effect in.
I'd take the one off. I'm a big believer in suffering now. Have you ever heard the Muhammad Ali quote? Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion.
No.
Well, yeah, you have because I just said it. So you have heard it actually.
You are not Muhammad Ali. Isn't he on one of these walls? No, it got moved. No, it was KSI. It was KSI.
Yeah. KSI and Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
He hates you.
He doesn't hate me.
Yeah, the whole idea was like, he used to say, Muhammad Ali, this is not KSI, that he hated training. Like he hated every second of it, but he told himself, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion.
Yeah.
And it's all about banking in advance for the future.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a nettle bee.
Something like that.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Float like a butterfly.
Float like a butterfly, fly like a
I
bee.
thought it was cool when I was at school and I was studying and I was like, God, this revision is so boring. I'd be like, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. And now I've got the GCSEs and stuff and I never use them in my life.
Yeah, now look.
Now I'm doing this podcast with a random quarter Italian guy.
Anyway.
So, have you got any more weird would you rathers? Or are we done from that one?
Would you rather never have to poo ever again? Or, I'll do you one better. Never have to wear socks.
What a ridiculous would you rather? Go on, you answer it. I don't even know what you mean.
I would never poo again.
No one wants to hear the answer to that because that was so weird. I've got a really good one that I always think about. Would you, given the choice, be genetically engineered to never need to sleep?
Yes.
Really?
Limitless.
But can you imagine no end to the day?
Me don't care. Have you seen Limitless?
Yeah, fantastic film.
I do not care about the day.
Or can you imagine being like a 50-year-old man, your wife's like, oh dear, I'm getting into bed. I'm like, oh, I want to cuddle and, and you're like, well, I don't sleep, so I'm not coming. And your poor wife's going to be asleep in her bed 8 hours a night forever by herself.
I say get your genetics up, boy.
Get on my level.
Get on my level, yeah. Although I don't know, actually, because I wouldn't know when to stop working, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. The having no reset of the day, being like, the day's end, I'm getting into bed and, I've just woken up and the day starts again. You're just constantly there.
I think it would just take adjustment, but I would do it. You'd have to adjust and be like, okay, from these hours I don't work, these hours I do work. If I need to pick up work in these hours, then I will.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
I just think
it would take time to get used to that.
You wouldn't have a sense of like yesterday and the week before. Like you kind of would from obviously other relative thing, but I just think it'd be so weird.
I do like nighttime vibes with a nice blue light on.
Yeah, I remember it. What?
Blue light.
That's like the worst thing to have on at night.
What's behind us right now?
Blue lights keep me awake. I was falling asleep with your answers to these questions.
I know it's the worst light to have on a night because it stimulates your body to think it's awake time, but red is scary.
What the hell? What about just a nice glow orange?
Yeah, sometimes I say, Alexa, make lights dark orange.
Oh. And you do love orange as your favourite colour in nature. Anyway, I've got
getting kind of creepy.
This one's a bit of a classic fellas hypothetical.
It's going to be disgusting then.
Have you heard this one? The 10
Would you want to wank 5,000 times in a row or have the best iced coffee of your life?
Clip that, someone, just that. just post that clip alone to our TikTok. No.
Clip it for our own TikTok.
Yeah, and send it to us so we can upload it and be like, this is what you guys are missing out on.
Do the work for us, please.
Everyone who doesn't watch the podcast, this is what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
No, this one is the 10 million pound snail. You heard this one?
Yeah.
There are different variants of it. But the question is essentially, if someone said, I'll give you 10 million pounds, but there is a snail somewhere on earth that's constantly going to be seeking you out for the rest of your life, and if it ever touches you, you die.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You're taking the 10 mil?
Yeah.
I am not doing that.
Good luck following me to the moon.
How do you know it's not in the spacecraft? You can't inspect every inch of that.
I'll disinfect the whole thing.
Inch by inch?
Yeah, bug repellent.
And what happens if it's not repelled by it? What happens if it's one of those slugs?
I'd go English or Spanish.
Baby, you got something in your nose.
Sniffing the gate, feel the void.
Yeah, he ain't listened to that. See, he doesn't speak English or Spanish, so he wouldn't know, so he wouldn't freeze. Also, you don't know where he is, so you can't tell it to him. He just appears. And also, why am I taking that hypothetical as if it's reasonable, as if you're going to actually just go chill on the moon by yourself?
If I
Someone's going to give you 10 million pounds, you're going to go chill on the moon. With what? With who?
My imaginary friend, who's literally done every single podcast with us, by the way. Isn't that right, Bartholomew?
He said Bartholomew's not said one word, and he's somehow still less boring
than you. He does
than
not
you.
fuck with you. That's why.
He's just sitting there going wanker, just giving me hand gestures.
No, he's literally trying to kill you, but he can't interact with you. He's trying to snap your neck. He's fucking with you right now. No,
okay, what would you actually do with that 10 mil?
I actually would take it and
That's
just stay on the
mental to
move.
me.
I think
you wouldn't stay on the moon. You can't. First of all, there's no way you can live on the moon currently, and
Don't
10
tell me
mil
that I
ain't
can't
getting
do
you
that.
there, boy.
I am getting to the moon.
How?
I'm saying it now for record. I will be on the moon at one point in my life, and so will you.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. But
I win.
I just don't think you're going to do it quick enough. I think the snail will get to you.
The snail ain't getting to me. Laura, how quick does a snail move? Can you find that out, please?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
We need to run the numbers on this.
But that's part of the terror of it.
Boy, 0.029 miles per hour.
That's pretty crazy.
Okay, so it moves 29 meters in an hour.
153 foot per hour is actually not bad.
No. If we convert that to human speed, that's the equivalent of walking about 2 miles per hour.
That's
For
pretty much walking
themselves.
speed anyway.
Relevant for themselves. So for them, they're walking at walking speed, right? Is that what that means? I don't know. Anyway, 29 meters per hour. 29 meters per hour.
No.
That's what that is. 0.029 miles per hour. No.
It's not.
No, it's even
That's
less.
not kilometers per hour, boy.
No, it's even more.
It's 153 feet. That's just, you can picture 153 feet, right? You love
No, I
picturing
don't know feet. I can't do feet.
You have actually you've got really weird feet. Your boy does not know what a foot
153
is.
feet is probably about 100 meters, right? No. It's probably about 60 meters
Yeah, it's probably 50 odd meters.
in an hour.
There you go,
46
46.6.
meters in an hour.
Yeah.
So if I just go up to the Lake District, let's say I go 300 miles away.
But you don't know that it's not starting in Scotland, and when you go up to Lake District from here, you're not going closer to it.
Do I not know where it starts?
You don't know where it starts. So anywhere you go, you'll be getting closer to it potentially.
I'm doing it anyway. I don't care.
What happens if it starts off in the place you're going to pitch your tent in a day from now?
Actually, I don't want $10 million.
No?
No. I don't want it anyway.
Do you know what
I want?
This is the biggest flip I've ever... He was so sure he wanted it. And all of a sudden, actually, I don't want that.
No, I just want the challenge of avoiding the snail. That's what I really want.
You take it for free. You're one of those nerds, are you?
But
what would
you know
you
what?
rather,
It's not
$100 million or a book that says how to earn 100 million and you're taking the book?
No, I wouldn't do that.
The
I
type
can't.
of guy who asks his landlord to double his rent so that he grinds harder.
I can't read anyway, so I wouldn't take the book.
He wants
But I would.
dinner with Bill Gates over $1
It's
billion.
a physical challenge I like. Actually, you know Bill Gates isn't alive, right?
He is alive. What a ridiculous thing to
Got
say.
your ass. You all saw how his left eye twitched. That means he's lying.
William Gates. So you're all of a sudden now saying you wouldn't take it.
Yeah, because it gets you off my back.
What
It
if
gets
I'm
you
the
to
snail?
finally shut up.
No, still alive, unfortunately.
What would you do if I perished right now?
Interesting. I wonder if I'd go down for murder for that.
Yeah.
Because I would technically cause your death in an unlawful manner.
Have you ever
outside
heard
of war.
Carry on.
Should have thought that about.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yes, I'm not sure I believe it's true.
It's not.
No. I think we've spoken about that on the
I
podcast
debunked
before.
it.
Did you?
Yeah.
How?
I like how
It's
you
a tough
just
one
thought
to...
that.
You can't really falsify that, can you? You can't
Yeah,
be
because
like...
I haven't bloody combusted. I don't know why I said it like that. I haven't bloody combusted, you idiot.
Like you're really annoyed that it hasn't
Yeah,
happened
I know,
yet.
'cause I haven't
Like ever
bloody
since little, you
combusted
just
yet.
wish you'd combust.
Well, I wouldn't mind it. Finally,
Interesting.
finally end my misery here. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, so that one really reminds me of an old anecdote.
Wives' Tale.
Do you know what an anecdote is?
Yeah, a slight anecdote to that.
It's a story with a point to it.
Oh, I was wrong. How disappointing.
Yes, how disappointing. Have you heard of the Sword of Damocles before?
No,
You must have heard it in a political setting when people go,
just allow the fact I haven't.
or I've got the Sword of Damocles dangling above me.
I don't think I've ever heard that in my life.
Never heard of this?
No, I've heard a genie in a bottle.
Okay.
Genie in a bottle.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a ruler, right, called Dionysius. He's the ruler of a place called Syracuse in Sicily. You know Sicily? You are Italian.
Yes.
It's a small island off Italy. Actually, in Magna Graecia, back in the Greek-speaking areas of southern Italy. Anyway, I digress. So there's this ruler called Dionysius, and he's an evil man. He's made a lot of enemies on his way to the top. Petty, vindictive, killed a lot of people, arguably unjust. And now he's at the top. He wants to be just, but he knows that if he becomes a just ruler, things just wouldn't end up well for him because he's made too many enemies.
Exactly.
And one day, Damocles, who's a courtier, so he sort of appears in the royal court, one of them, he's flattering Dionysius. So he's saying, oh, Dionysius, great ruler, you've got such a wonderful life, these aromas, these perfumes you've got on you, fantastic. These beautiful embroidered rugs, these women with voluptuous breasts and lovely bodies offering themselves to you.
Disgusting!
As often as you want them. You dine with feasts every single night. You eat whatever you want. Oh, what a wonderful life. And you're a ruler of the lands. Like, what more could you possibly want? You've got the best life ever. And Dionysius doesn't like it. He doesn't like it one bit.
Why?
And he says, you know what? You think it's so great. I will offer you, Damocles, the chance to trade places with me for one day. And so they swap places. And Damocles is sat at the throne, getting sprayed with beautiful perfumes, eating lovely food, 2 women on his side. He has a fondle every now and then, eating nice food, lovely rugs, all this. What?
Fondle?
Get this boy a dictionary, please.
Well, he just grabs them.
Just having a little feel, just having, just enjoying the riches of Dionysius.
What, he's fondling Dionysius?
No, the beautiful women around him. He's sort of, he's very much enjoying himself with all the riches that come with an angel. You look surprised as if this is the first time.
That was crazy. He was just sat on the throne getting sprayed with lovely perfume, having a fondle.
Why is that so surprising to
We're
you?
just copping a feel.
Have you never seen
What?
I don't know, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You seen what the kings are like in there?
Disgusting.
Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted. If I was king, I would have your head for that.
I'm not giving you head.
You are sick. You are sick.
You said you'd have it.
Don't say that. You don't mean that. I ain't giving you head, boy. You don't mean that. We are 2 straight guys and we need to start acting like it.
Yes, let's high five. Let's go get a beer.
Okay. Well, let's go have a beer and watch football.
Yeah, we actually are. England! That's better.
Very
You do it quickly.
stereotypically.
Do it quickly.
England.
That's better.
England. Come on, England.
Come on.
Oh, come on,
Come
England.
on, Ollie.
Anyway, what a way to ruin a really nice... this is why I was saying, by the way, I couldn't tell whether you'd say it was... I was thinking it was Roman because Cicero, obviously from Rome, the great orator from Rome, once retold this story.
Is it Roman then or not?
But then obviously it's in Italy because it's in Sicily and it was a Greek-speaking
so it can't be
part.
Roman.
Greek-speaking part. So it's whether you said it's a Roman story because it came from Rome or whether
Did
it's
Sicily
Italian.
exist during the Roman times? I don't even know. I don't think
Did it
Italy
exist?
existed. Yeah.
Well,
I don't
as
think it
in
did.
as in physically as a place, obviously Sicily's
Oh, yeah.
existed for
Of course.
a very long time.
Of course. It was a place between heaven and hell.
Stop saying that. You said it on the last podcast and no one laughed.
I thought.
I love having an audience that watches it later because in a live show, he's going to be insufferable because he'll make all these jokes that I don't like and everyone will be laughing. Oh, by the way, can we tell them?
Not yet.
We're very close to confirming live show. At least one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So he's on this throne. You
just learnt that word or
in the
something.
works a long time ago.
Carry on. Blah, blah, blah. Dionysius, sword, blah, blah, blah. Go on.
Dionysus. So he's chilling and Damocles is enjoying it and stuff.
So he's there, copping a feel, eating grapes, blah,
Eating
blah, blah.
grapes, and admiring his rug, smelling real nice, just doing all this kind of stuff. That sounds like an
Admiring
Englander.
his rug.
No, admiring the rugs, so just sort of embroidered rugs everywhere.
Okay.
And he's really enjoying it. And Dionysus says, but there's one caveat I'm about to change.
Ah, caveat.
And he gets this sword, this mighty sword, and he dangles it above the throne, and he ties it up with just one strand
Of hair.
horsehair from the tail of a horse, and it's dangling, and all of a sudden Damocles is sitting there, and he's, the women are offering themselves to him. He can't, but he's not interested. People are bringing him food, and he's not hungry. His eyes are darting all over the place. He's not enjoying the embroidered rugs. all the riches he's no longer enjoying because he's so aware that this sword is dangling above him and it could fall on him at any moment. And eventually he can take it no longer. And he says, Dionysius, I wish to trade places again. I can't take it anymore. And Dionysius says, see, Damocles, this is my point. To you, it may seem like I've got everything at my feet, but it cannot take away from what I have dangling above my head. He said, I've made so many enemies that I cannot enjoy all these riches because I fear at any point there might be a rebellion, an assassination attempt, all that kind of stuff. And so that, I think, is a perfect anecdote in relation to the snail story, because as much as you might think you'd enjoy the 10 million, I'll buy lots, I'll buy a nice yacht, I'll go on nice holidays, I'll eat nice food. The constant sword of Damocles dangling above your head that is the snail would be so much to deal with that you'd go, you know what, wish I'd never taken this in the first place.
You know what? You're right for once.
What do you mean by that?
That's a really good explanation.
Yeah. Did you like that?
Yeah, it works really well with a snail.
Yeah, it does. It really works well. It's a perfect example.
And I think in many ways we have a butter knife dangling above our heads.
How so?
I don't know.
Well, I was thinking that the me waterboarding Chris in that Simon video was a bit of
Ever
a sword
since
of
he's
Damocles.
been on edge, he's had a
I
butter
was
knife
like, oh
above
god,
his
that's
head.
I've broken the Geneva Convention. It's curtains for me.
But for you, it was a butter knife hung up by like steel,
Yeah.
steel
I would just be
braided
like, ooh.
rod.
Anyway.
You were always going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true though. Like and that works with every like position of power, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
You
really,
never know when your head will roll.
it works with life, really, because we always have the sword of Damocles that is death dangling above us. That at any moment,
Very true.
you as a human can enjoy great food, great company, great pleasures, great happiness, so much beauty and wonder and things to love in this world. But at the end of the day, you have the sword dangling above your head. And for many of us, perhaps even all of us, depends, we always say, maybe we won't die, maybe we'll discover immortality before we reach that point. But
Yeah.
the sword is always dangling and one day it might fall.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
You are not Spider-Man.
That's Uncle Ben's line. You should be saying that.
Great. That's true. I'm not Uncle Ben. I am.
You make good
Give me
rice.
pictures of Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, you've got his moustache.
No. I'm Spider-Man. Fine, I'll be Venom. If I have to.
I'll be the Sandman, except for I won't use my powers for evil. I'll use it to create really cool waves and then surf in on them. Come on. Anyway.
The aura you just lost.
Now, speaking of losing aura. Oh, this is a painful one. This was... this story. It's a real tough one. I'm stalling because I don't want to start it. That's how embarrassing it is. It hurts me.
I can see it written down. It is long. He's done something terrible.
But it's this person has done something very embarrassing.
Oh, this is someone else?
Yep.
Oh, hell no.
We get on to my
Oh, hell no.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Hello, boys. Loving the podcast.
Thank you.
Last night, I had the most embarrassing moment of my life, so I thought I'd share it with you. Hopefully, you get a good laugh out of it, so at least some good came of it. So I've been seeing my girlfriend Alice for about 2 years now, and her family have welcomed me with open arms. A few days ago, myself, Alice, her parents, her older brother and her younger sister all jetted off to Valencia for a week in the sun. Valencia. In Spain on the East Coast, beautiful place.
East Coast.
Her family are big into hiking.
Just like me.
Just like you. We're going hiking soon. Come on. Anyway, so we've spent a lot of time exploring the trails along the coast.
I can see it now.
Lovely, beautiful, yeah.
In Valley.
Some lovely, beautiful beaches and hiking trails. Some of them quite a drive away, but
Is this
still
East Coast?
thoroughly enjoyable. East Coast, yeah.
Right by Portugal.
That's the West Coast.
Interesting. They've moved things around since the last one.
Bro is not around in Pangaea. Anyway.
He really just made a joke about Pangaea about me. I've lost unlimited aura.
Sometimes we separate a bit. And the more keen hikers, usually just our parents, go on a loop whilst we pause to relax on the beach and cool off in the sea. We've all got Apple Watches except from the younger sister. And at the start of the holiday, for a bit of fun, at least in their eyes, we decided to share our activity with each other. Have you done that? You've got an Apple Watch.
We used to. Once upon a time, I shared my activity with my girlfriend, and we would do challenges.
Yeah. So yeah, it's quite a good feature. So the family all went hiking and decided to synchronize, apart from the younger sister. Now this seemed relatively harmless, but it turned out to be the worst decision I ever made at the dinner table. After filling up on a wonderful homemade paella, we decided to have a half an hour break or so before pudding and board games. We played board games the other day. We played Pictionary. Come on.
And we had pudding. You know what pudding is, right, guys? It's sweet treats.
Yeah, we did have sweet treats. Given it's been a long day, Alice and I decided to go upstairs and have a shower and get in some clean, comfy clothes.
Yuck!
Sounds very cozy. However, after a long day of getting sweaty in the sun and seeing each other in their beachwear, the second we looked at the bed, our eyes met, and I guess I don't need to go into any more details. Young, rambunctious love. Come on.
What did they do?
They made sweet, sweet, sweaty love. What else would they do? He's not at that point yet, guys. Anyway.
Disgusting.
We then hopped in the shower, freshened up, and headed downstairs. All four of them were sat in silence at the dinner table, like we were walking into an intervention. Her mum was zoned out, facing the window, and her dad maintained stiff eye contact. Attempting to break the tension, Alice lightheartedly said, "Everything all right, guys?" But she was met with more silence. My heart's racing already. At this point, I knew they knew. My mind started racing. Did we make too much noise? The bed wasn't squeaky and we barely whispered, but what if they heard? The doors didn't lock. Did maybe one of them peek their head around the door? But before I could run through any more options, her dad pointed to the table where his watch lay lying. Alice picked it up and the screen lit up. To our horror, two notifications had come through to the whole family saying myself and Alice had just finished a workout just a few minutes after we headed upstairs.
Well, I thought they were having sex. Why did they do a workout?
You are... My heart sank and Alice tensed up and let in, "Oh my God." If there was any doubt in their mind about what just happened, it was gone after that. Her dad smiled uncomfortably and said, "Maybe we should turn that off." Alice's mum pulled out a board game and we began playing, but it was the most awkward atmosphere imaginable. And after just one game, they called it a night. I barely slept and I haven't been able to stop cringing since.
Could you not just say like, "Oh no, we just did a quick workout
They are not
to beat you guys"?
They are not believing that. There's no way they're like, "Oh yeah, you went upstairs to shower and just decided to do 3 minutes of push-ups together."
The thing is though, with an Apple Watch, it doesn't just track a workout unless you press record. So it will come up saying record workout or not.
Oh.
So unless his balls were just flying everywhere,
or
and
maybe
it just
they never
hit
stopped
record.
the workout from earlier.
Yeah, maybe.
Because then they sat down for dinner.
Or maybe they just seen like a big spike in their calories burnt or something. I don't know.
Well, whatever happened,
brother.
The family got a little. They've just finished a workout notification of 3 minutes. They were probably all sat at the table, like the brother, the mum, and the dad, and the young daughter
And
was
they
like,
saw that like,
"I don't want to know."
yeah, yeah. So glad I haven't got an Apple Watch.
What would you even do in that situation? It's weird because people are so different.
I would lie. Yeah,
people are so different about sex, aren't they? Like some parents are like so cool with it, and are just like, some parents are really open and will speak freely about sex with their kids and be like, "Oh yeah, like, did you?" Some of my friends' parents would literally, we go around to the house and they're like, "Oh, like, did anyone sleep with anyone last night at the party?" And I'm just like, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I think I would lie.
If you were to your girlfriend's parents, you'd be like, "We didn't do all that."
Yeah, we did a workout. That's what I would say.
I think that makes it so much worse.
I'm doing pull-ups. Zoom pull-ups. What would you say?
I don't know if I'd address it. I would just hope that they'd be like, "Well, you've got 2 kids. You've had sex at least twice, therefore, probably. IVF exists."
My mum has not had sex.
She has.
How? You don't know?
I know.
You have no idea.
No.
He has no idea.
I promise I would never speak about mine and your mum on the podcast because I haven't met her yet, and she's a lovely lady by all accounts.
She's going to watch this.
And nothing's ever happened between us, obviously. I just mean that in a respectful way. This is so embarrassing. You know, when I was at Arthur Hill's live show, I was like jokingly flirting with his mum. I called myself a MILF enjoyer at one point on stage. And then she was a bit flirty back, being like just like playing up to the crowd. And afterwards I met his dad. And I was like, that was all a joke, by the way. And it was just really uncomfortable. He laughed it off. Yeah. And I was like, oh, the whole time I was just there flirting with Arthur's MILF. Arthur's mum.
Oh my God, you've just said it now. You've just said it now.
And the dad was just there like, where's this going?
You just said Arthur's MILF in front of him. Imagine.
Anyway.
Arthur's MILF.
Yeah. Painful.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything like that? What's the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to you?
I had a bit of an embarrassing story that I was going to talk about in Croatia. So
go on.
Me, George, Arthur, and Chris rented a boat for a day.
Yeah.
In Hvar. And we set sail.
How far away is that then?
Okay. Hvar's this little island off the coast of Split, Croatia. Anyway.
And how far did you get there?
Oh my God. No, I ain't touching that dumb boy. He went for a high five for our audio enjoyers.
Enjoy.
And we finished lunch, and there are 3 girls sitting at the end of this pier. And Arthur, being the Riz guy he is
a Riz guy,
is sort of like, I'm going to walk to the end of the pier
and push
like,
them in.
And jump off.
Oh.
Push them in. Is that your idea?
Jump off.
And so me, Chris, and George were like, oh, we'll swim. And Arthur sort of like goes over and jumps off. And sort of, as we get on the boat, he just sort of turns to them and like goes like, call me, this kind of stuff. And they were giggling and kicking their feet in the water and all this kind of stuff. And Arthur was like, come on. And they were like, no, stop it. And anyway, we start sailing off. And Arthur was like, what could I have done differently there? Like,
Can I just clear something up though? Did he literally just walk off, jump into the water and go, cool?
Pretty much. It was actually very smooth and they thought it was hilarious.
That's really funny. Just imagine you're a girl sat there and a guy just jumps in next to you and just goes, cool.
Does a Home Alone. Mind if I work on my cannonballs? Yeah. And we're on the boat and we start sailing off and they're sort of going into the distance. And Arthur does the like call me thing one more time as a joke and they're sort of like laughing and kicking their feet and stuff. And Arthur was like, what could I have done differently? And I was like, honestly, you needed to whip out like a serious like dance move to get them on board. We were playing tunes obviously on the boat. We had like tunes blaring. And I was like, I think you should have done it a little bit of, and as a joke, I sort of like stand up on the sideline and just do this like ridiculously stupid little dance. And I swear on my life, we pan our heads left and there's a massive boat of about 20 people about 10 yards away going in the opposite direction, just looking at us what the hell was that? And I was going like, I was fully like kind of doing this wormy little wriggle, like taking the piss, like the cringiest dance ever. Obviously just like joking at the boys and we turn around and oh, my face dropped, my heart sank and I fell onto the boat.
Your arse sank?
Heart.
Oh.
It was so embarrassing, but it was so funny. Hey, and we were just laughing for ages.
Exactly.
Because there were loads of people just like, half the people on the boat found it funny and half the people were just like, what the hell is that? Because I think they could tell I was embarrassed because like we were too far away from the girls to see. But like, honestly, it was like something out of a movie where you're like, oh, nothing in the distance and you pan left.
And then there's
just a massive ship of like 20, 30 people on. It's like, for goodness sakes, what are the chances?
Well, it could have been worse. You could have shot yourself in front of everyone.
What?
That would be worse.
I guess.
Yeah. So just count your chickens. Consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself one of the family.
Yeah.
Nothing ever embarrassing has ever happened to me, ever.
You never had one embarrassing story?
No.
Fair enough.
Being embarrassed is a choice.
Did you see this is a complete random off topic that thing is going to be not funny in about 12 hours because it was just a passing social media thing. But did you see Camilla Cabello?
No.
So it's the Euros, as I'm sure you're aware, by Bach's England teacher.
Come on, Eileen!
You know what? I really don't like doing temporal stuff because I don't like speaking about stuff in evergreen content. Because I would like people to listen to this podcast years down the line. And so if we started speaking about the Euros, people would be like, oh,
no, because people,
this episode's boring because it's happened
People
already.
years down the line are going to look at this and go, oh my God, this was when the Euros were on. And he's just gone, come on, Eileen.
Yeah. But in my YouTube videos, I never be like, oh, sorry, this video is a bit late. By the way, I was busy this weekend. you know, because I'm like, in like a week, that's not going to matter. And then that's going to affect retention. Anyway.
What, semen retention? Boy, you got nothing to worry about
People
with your
are just going to
videos.
start nutting when I say, hey guys, sorry,
They
I
are
was busy
retaining it
this
all.
weekend. And they just, I don't even want to say the word in case we get...
You can't even say the word nut because you'll start swelling up.
I ain't allergic to that kind of nut, boy. Anyway, Camila Cabello. Am I saying that right? Is it Camila or Camilla?
It's Camila Cabello.
Camila Cabello. Anyway,
What'd she do?
she's in Portugal on a tour at the moment. And she's up in front of the crowd. And she's like, I know the Euros are on. I can't even remember what accent she got. Is she Spanish or American?
American.
I'll just give her an American accent for now. She just goes like, I know the Euros are on. So I met this girl in a bar last night. And she told me this bunch of stuff to say in Portuguese. And she sort of says something like good luck in the Euros in Portuguese. And the whole crowd like, way.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Portugal are going to win the Euros. And everyone's like, yeah. And she's like, Cristiano's going to score lots of goals. And the whole crowd just starts going, so.
Does she think she's
And
getting
she just
booed?
starts going, well, you obviously didn't like that one. Don't boo me. Boo the bitch that told me to say that.
Oh my God.
On the crowd. And everyone's
Did
like,
anyone
what
explain
the
it? Did
hell?
she find out the
So
truth?
she someone tweeted her being like, is someone going to tell Camila Cabello that they're going Sue like Cristiano Ronaldo does and not
my
booing her?
God.
And she just quote tweeted with a crying emoji. But the
That's
whole crowd
funny.
goes, she's like, it does sound like they're booing because you just hear the
Yeah, that's true, but that is
and
really
she just,
funny anyway.
but then she just randomly calls this girl a bitch.
Bitch, I know.
She's like, boo the bitch who told me to say that. You imagine being that girl and being like, what the hell? I got
Yeah.
you 2 cheers and a
Oh
sue.
my God, 2 cheers and a sue.
What more can a man ask for? What more can a performer ask
2
for?
cheers and a sue, eh?
If we ever do a live performance, 2 cheers and a sue, that's our bare minimum. Come on. But I thought that was absolutely flipping hilarious.
Watch your language for a
Sorry.
start. But yeah, that is funny. That is fucking hilarious.
You
What?
can't say the F word.
I took what? Speaking of Camila Cabello, she had a nip slip. Anyway, moving on.
What? When?
Ages ago. It's common knowledge.
That's not common knowledge. I've never heard. He spends way too much time on celebritynipslips.com. When he loads up Google Chrome in a new tab, that's the default browser thing.
No, I remember it being on the news.
On
They always put
nipslipnews.org.
They put nip slips on the news all the time.
On nipslipnews.org, which
Yes.
you need to get off.
You know you've had a nip slip.
I actually get my nips out way too often.
Yeah, they do. And they're massive.
I
They're
have-
like this big.
What? Perfect
I've never
size
seen
nipples.
your nipple. Yeah, I have. That's a lie.
You have. I've got normal nice.
Of course, I was putting whipped cream on them.
That is just not. Okay, it's true, but out of context, that sounds really weird.
Yeah, for context, we were having...
The Patreon-only mukbang went stinky crazy.
Yes, yeah, which has been sat on unlisted for about 3 years, by the way, but it will come up.
Yeah.
That will be out eventually. We're going to do another mukbang before that one even
Yeah.
comes out.
We were going to put it out, but then Celebrity Nip Slip were like, we'll buy this off you for $1 billion.
That is true, to be fair.
And we were like, double it because we want to start doing our podcast in space.
Which, can we reveal that yet?
Well, one of our good friends who helped build...
No, we've already said that.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other news?
We're going to space.
No, we're not.
Finish it off.
SpaceX
Sorry.
HQ in California? Come on.
Clearly, he doesn't want to share the information. Fine, whatever. Sorry, I just like making him finish sentences that he's not aware of. Anyway, you got anything else?
I wonder if I sat here not saying anything, how long you'd awkwardly...
I think I could do this podcast solo. I really do. Because look, I'll just keep talking right now. You know, there's about 15 million species of plants in the world. No, I just made that up. Come on, Eileen.
Right, I'm so glad you didn't do a solo podcast because that actually would have no fact in it at all.
No, it's not about facts. No one's here for facts.
That's what the rankings are based on, the facts per minute on a podcast.
FPM. Yeah, faps per minute, idiot.
You are sick. I wondered why you came back from the toilet all sweaty at half time.
Half time.
The break.
This is
in between these two
podcasting. This is not a game of football. I came back sweaty because everyone seems to shit in those toilets. And so it's hot in there, boy. And it stinks. The middle one smells like roses. Don't go in the N2.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That's the one I use.
The middle one.
Yeah. I'm the reason it smells like
You were
roses.
in the far left.
Because I bring a rose and just chop it up, and I use rose petals instead of toilet roll.
The only thing you use is a rose toy. Let's make that thing clear. And on your butt, no less.
No! Why do you have to... I can't believe this.
He gets a rose toy just to kiss it, by the way.
Yeah, because the little bit of suction is quite nice on your tongue.
Exactly.
Because it's designed to just suck a little bit on the tip.
Okay, all right. Should we not? Should we not do details on a rose toy? How do you even know that?
I was part of the testing squad with Martin.
You can't just say that.
Me and Martin were the two ones testing it.
That's why they made it bigger. When they got to you, they're like, this air's all huge. Chile, Chile, Chile.
What the
That's
hell?
what he was yelling the whole time. Chile, Chile, Chile.
I have one final bit for this podcast episode,
Oh, hell no. Skip it. Let's go.
which is I was wondering, because whilst we were out in Croatia and we were out on this boat, I was like, I've always had a real fascination with boats. So, I always said, can you just be normal for 5 minutes?
Or sorry, for the guy who's got a fascination with boats, just told me to be normal.
Is that a special interest? Is that a neurodivergent special interest, maybe? Anyway, I'm getting diagnosed for this probably, but I really like boats.
The hull.
I like the not just boat, like no, it's not even like the physical. I love the idea of a boat
I love
more
being
than I love
starboard.
boats. Because I don't like any particular area of
No, I love the idea of boats as well. Fine, I said it.
I love the idea that if there was so my two fears being aliens and zombies.
Oh, you think you would just go on a boat?
If zombies happen and you're out in a boat, zombies aren't swimming many miles to Point Nemo. Do you know what Point
They're
Nemo
not
is?
going to the furthest point from land.
Yep, anywhere in the ocean. Very cool, very scary.
Very cool, very scary.
Zombies aren't going out there. And if aliens invade Earth and either kill us all, take us all as slaves, or do something else bad, probing.
They're listening right now.
See, this is what is weird because I'm terrified of aliens, but he hopes aliens come and hopes they're probers with particularly bulbous fingers. It was a really weird conversation we had the other night.
Yeah, I never said that for a start. Actually, I said I hope they come down and their tongues do the work. Thank you. I never said any of this, by the way. But can I just say, has Minecraft taught you nothing? You ever heard of the drowned zombies?
Oh no, don't say that.
And they literally have tridents.
Don't say that.
So,
Oh my god, can you imagine? You think you're away from them and they just
all you hear is
but even when I play Minecraft, I make an island and put a thing around it just so I'm completely safe.
you love moats. And
I build
boats
moats around, yeah.
and goats. Hence why you're doing a pod with me.
Come on. But yeah, I was like, there are so many apocalyptic events, viruses. A crazy virus hits and you're on a boat. You're fine.
I would like to say though,
me
are you
too.
setting up a rig to collect rainwater or
So this is the thing.
Change
This is the thing.
seawater into drinkable water?
I would love to know how much surface area you would need in a temperate climate to be able to maintain the human body. So we need like 2,500 calories a day. So you would need enough plant material photosynthesizing that much energy from the sun every day minimum. So you'd probably need a pretty big boat with your own sort of like personal farm. It'd maybe have to be a bit of a barge with soil and stuff in the back. Obviously you can fish a lot.
You could end up with mercury poisoning if you keep eating big fish.
That's true.
You need to be tactical. It's doable though, I think. Or alternatively, you go to the local school.
Do you know what scurvy is and why it kills you?
I just know it's a lack of vitamin C, but I don't know what.
So sailors, obviously back in the day when they used to sail the seas for months at a time.
You can talk about the experiment. That was really cool.
No.
Carry on.
What, the ship of Damocles?
No.
Ship of Theseus. You can tell me about the experiment after. But obviously if you're out to sea and you're just living off water and fish and, stuff that's stored, turtles, they actually used to keep and eat a lot of dried meats. Anyway, one thing that they would struggle with is getting a lot of vitamin C because you get that from lemons, oranges, citrus fruits mainly. But after a few months, they haven't got orange trees on the old sailing boats.
No.
So they'd all come down with scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C. And your body is unable to create new collagen.
Right.
So your scar tissue breaks apart and can't essentially get healed again.
Oh.
So all the tiny bits of scar tissue in your lungs, your heart, wherever it might be, break apart and you almost die a death by 1,000 cuts.
You
Because
love saying that.
All your old wounds open. I said it in your Minecraft video,
You
didn't I?
love saying that.
Yeah.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah. I was just buying a meal deal earlier and he just came up behind me and whispered, death by 1,000 cuts.
I did not say that. Yeah, pretty scary. So that's the main thing. I would want it to be sustainable, but even I love the idea of that. I love having a boat that just goes, I can
Does
have everything I
everything.
need in terms of food, water. I've got a way of making water.
Yeah, what if there's a storm? Point Nemo's a dangerous
Tough. Maybe I'd go into the Mediterranean
Okay, what if there's...
rather than being like out in the Atlantic or middle of Pacific or something.
What if mermaids are real? What if a siren comes swimming along, and lures you into the water? What are you going to do? Why?
We have mer children and we repopulate the earth. Maybe because of the blend of DNA, the zombie virus that infected everyone wouldn't genetically be able to pass to them.
You know which half is fish, right?
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell no. You are disgusting.
If you were married to a woman and she went into the water and came out as a mer person,
Like
would you stay
H2O.
with them?
Yeah, I like H2O, yeah. No! Cleo!
Oh my goodness. There was a funny Australian
Watch your
person.
language.
There was a funny Australian person that Chris was chatting to in Croatia and they were getting along really well. And then I came and she was like, no way,
Why?
arthurtv, I love your videos. Right, so. It went like that.
Right, so.
And Chris was like, hell no, I got the ick. It was a real shame.
Right, so.
But lovely, lovely girl. Hope she's watching the podcast. She was solo traveling as well. Hope she's having a great time.
Well,
he
she
didn't
is.
actually get the ick. He thought you were lovely and beautiful.
This whole thing's going to be upside down if she's watching this.
But yeah, because realistically, an apocalypse is happening, and let's say a boat is an option. So meteorite, boat, ruled out. You're screwed.
You're finished.
But like some people, obviously really rich people, build bunkers deep underground.
Yeah, because you can have a fully sustainable bunker. I think that's a good option.
Lack of sunlight would freak me out though.
But you could do artificial sunlight.
Have you seen these? There are sort of the really rich people. You can like buy them for like 100 grand each at the moment, or is it 100?
It's got to be more than 100 grand. 100 million.
I think it's 100 grand a year to be a part of this club. Me and Chippo looked at it because I think we're going to go stay in one.
It's like Fallout.
And I think you pay 100 grand a year to be a member of this club. And if there's an apocalyptic event, they fly you, put you in one of these bunkers, and they sort of have self-sustaining food, electricity, water, sort of in like a cycle. And they have windows that are lit up that look like
the outside.
you're looking in the outside, but you can tell it's got that light twang.
Do you want to go halves? Should we do it?
I think it's like the ultimate scam. We could start a business like that. Be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Apocalypse happens.
When the apocalypse happens,
It's not like they're going to go, oh, you lied. I'm going to take you to a court of law and sue you for breach of contract.
that's so true. Because
That ain't happening.
money doesn't matter at that point anyway.
Court doesn't
You're not
matter.
getting your money back. You don't
No.
even want it back.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
It's a really good scam, really.
That's a great scam.
Yeah.
Okay, we're sort of looking into it. Let's cut all that. So we're looking into starting a bunker business. All you guys just have to pay a monthly thing and we'll fly you out when there's an apocalypse.
It's actually a part of the Patreon thing. So
Patreon's going up significantly.
if you're Patreon stay £5 a month and we give you bunker access in the event of apocalypse.
Yes. Can we? Yeah.
Can we legally
should-
say that?
Yeah, I think so.
That's mere puff.
Boy, what?
It's mere puff. It's
I'll
the,
show there's a mere puff right here. Put a sound effect in.
but that's the legal get out for saying it's a joke. It's not real.
That's a mere puff.
It's a mere puff. It's merely puff. Anyway, shout out everyone studying law at university or who's a lawyer because I'll get that one.
All he's talking about is
Another
mere
cool
puff.
one, International Space Station.
The ISS, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Because I'll tell you why. You'll run out of fuel. And
No,
eventually,
but let's say all of these are self-sustaining. I'm talking about which one would you want to be on the most? Because would you want to be weightless and looking down on Earth and being like, I can see everyone and they're really going through it right now. I can't see them exactly, but I can see the aliens taking over all the zombies, the wastelands, the city lights are no longer glowing.
no,
Because
I'd rather be on a boat.
Would you? Out
Actually,
at sea?
believe it or not, because I got bad sinuses, and when you go up in the ISS with bad sinuses, it's not a good mix. Plus, you have to work out every single day, otherwise, all your muscles disappear.
That's been happening to you lately.
Boy, that's mere puff. That's mere puff, and you know it.
Not quite the right application, but I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Or deep in the caves. So go like Afghanistan. Go deep underground in a cave.
There's got to be caves closer. Do I have to go all that
Maybe.
way?
Probably. I think that's where the like real caves are.
Or in a tree?
Zombies
yeah,
can't
I'm
climb
going
trees.
in a tree. They can't. I know they can't. If you play Minecraft, you know zombies can't climb trees.
So
I'm
I
gonna
think
do
from
that.
now on we start investing our money in a boat that can grow orange trees and can fish and collect rainwater forever.
Ah, an orangery on a boat. How disappointing. I was hoping you were going to say pomelo.
Yeah. Anyway, got anything else to add?
Come on, Eileen.
Okay, that's it. Right. His head is already in England, along with his heart and Rose Toy.
Oh, my Rose Toy is in England right now.
It's finally arrived.
AliExpress.
Rose's been waiting 27 days for shipping because he bought a 32p Rose Toy from AliExpress.
I think I'm going to have to suck that thing. It's not going to
What? It's a wind-up one. It winds up, and then he has 30 seconds of
No, more.
of light suction, and then he has to wind it up again.
Why do we have the best bit of the podcast right at the end?
Because then everyone knows to stay to the end for future episodes.
That's so
That's
true.
where the best bit is.
If you saw this, put the rose emoji in the comments.
Yeah, put the rose emoji if you say to the end. I'm actually really curious. And if you're on listening platforms, rate us 5-star, follow us at Bach and Arthur everywhere, join the Patreon, subscribe to our YouTube, and do all the other lovely things that you guys do.
Please.
But most of all, thanks for listening and watching.
Yeah, most of all, always believe in yourself.
Most of all, don't worry about the sword of Damocles dangling above your head.
Most of all, have picky bits for tea.
Bye.